What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're gonna be working on the E30 project again, and my plans are to finally get this entire engine bay all cleaned up and all stripped down. That way I could get ready to start shaving the bay, because if you guys watched the last video, I mentioned in there that I'm gonna be shaving this engine bay, like taking off all the unnecessary brackets and stuff like that off of here, and also covering up like these little holes and these areas and whatnot, because there are a lot of unnecessary things in this engine bay that just make it look really ugly. If you guys have seen the E30 with the shaved engine bay, you know what I'm talking about. It looks like 100 times better. So that's gonna be my plan, is to get this entire engine bay ready to be shaved, and most likely in the next video I'll start the shaving process in order to get this thing ready for paint and ready for the S50 swap. So obviously the engine is not in here. I took it out in the last video. If you guys haven't seen that, make sure to go check that out. But we still have a lot of things left in here. We still have like wires and stuff. All this sound deadening and stuff like that still has to come off. I don't think I'm going to be using any of that sound deadening, only because it's really not in good condition and I don't want it to look ugly like that in the engine bay. Still got these AC lines in here that still have to come off, because I don't think I'm going to be running AC in this car. So still got to take all those off. Got the AC, I believe this is like a condenser or something like that, that's still in here. All that has to come off. I think I'm going to take off the brake booster, because either way this has to come off for the S50 swap. I'm going to have to move it towards the left of the car by ½ an inch, just so it can clear the intake manifold on the S50. But yeah, basically all this stuff has to come off. I'm probably going to end up taking this ABS unit out with all the brake lines, just so we can get a cleaner finish in here when we're painting the engine bay. End of this video, I'll probably get this engine bay all washed up and ready to go, because it's all dirty and grimy, as you guys can tell. Also still got all these wires to deal with. The wires originally run through this side right here, but I'm most likely going to be tucking the wires, bringing it through this little fender well area right here, just so it can look a little bit more cleaner than that right there. Before I get any further in this video, here's a quick little word from our sponsor. Summer is here, guys and gals. Some gals. Aren't you tired of using those same old shitty ass Ray-Bans like everyone else has? It's like become the norm or some shit like that. Look at this. Look at this basic piece of glasses. And how much are you paying? $150, $200 for this shit? It's time to throw those out. Get yourself some Simply Carbon Fiber. Huge shout out to Simply Carbon Fiber for sponsoring today's video. Just check out these dope glasses that they sent me out. Summer is here. I'm tired of Ray-Bans. Aren't you tired of Ray-Bans? Time for you to get some new shades in your life. Simply Carbon Fiber is where it's at. These things are polarized too, so it keeps the sun out of my damn eyes. Simply Carbon Fiber is having a 25% off Father's Day sale, so make sure you guys go check that out. Make sure you guys take advantage of that. I'll have the link down below. They got a bunch of awesome products, like obviously these sick ass sunglasses. They also got a bunch of carbon fiber phone cases like this. They got a bunch of accessories. Make sure you guys go check out their website. Like I said, they're having 25% off. You can't get a deal like that at Ray-Bans, can you? Nah. Go take advantage of that. Link will be down below. Thank you to Simply Carbon Fiber for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to the video. Okay, now that we're back, now it's time to get this entire engine bay all stripped down. Alright guys, so as you can tell, I already got most of the stuff out of the engine bay. Went ahead and took off those AC lines, the little AC condenser that was right there as well. I also unhooked all the brake lines and took the ABS unit out, which was sitting originally right there. Took out the charcoal canister, coolant reservoir. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with this fuse box, because I really want to like move it out of the way so this engine bay could get painted like much easier. But What I want to work on next is get this brake booster off of here. There's like 4 bolts that I have to get from inside the footwell on the driver's side. I want to get that off of there and then work on getting these brake lines off of here as well. It's just that in order to get that brake booster off, there's like 4 bolts hidden like inside here, and it's a huge wiring mess in here as well because they put like an aftermarket alarm system on the car. So I still got a lot of like wiring cleanup to do. I got to take off that whole like aftermarket alarm system, but for right now I'm gonna go ahead and try to pop off that brake booster. Alright guys, I went ahead and got the brake booster off and all the shielding and stuff that's on the firewall right here. I also took off the brake lines, which I went ahead and threw outside right there just so they won't leak on the floors or anything, even though it's a freaking mess over here. But I think I'm done for today. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up this entire mess that I've made. I got one of these little bins right here so I could throw all the parts in there, and the rest of the stuff goes in the trash obviously. But I'll get back to work on it tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm probably gonna end up taking this dash off just so all the wiring and stuff is easy to mess with. I might end up taking the blower motor and everything off for the heater and the AC system as well. I'll go ahead and do that tomorrow, but for now I'm gonna go ahead, clean this entire mess up, get everything organized, and the car pushed back to where it was. Alright guys, today is actually the next day. Sorry for all the background noise. We got a vacuum going on right there. But like I said yesterday, I want to get this fuse box out of the engine bay along with the wiring harness, just so it'll be easier to paint the engine bay in that area because it's covering up a lot of space right now. And in order to do that, I actually have to pop out the dash right here, which is kind of annoying to do on this car because a lot of stuff has to come apart. But that's going to make my job a lot easier if I get it out the way right now. Either way, I'm going to have to get it out the way because the dash is cracked anyway. It has a bunch of cracks on it. Let me go ahead and show you. It's got a big crack right here down the middle, and then it's got a big crack right down there as well. So either way, this thing has to get like covered with like leather or something like that, and the cracks filled in. So it's gonna have to come out either way. Let me go ahead and get this dash out of here. Alright, check this out guys. I got the entire dash all removed finally. It was a little bit of a hassle, but I finally got everything removed. Went ahead and labeled some wires that I might not know where it goes to later on, so that's all good to go. I got the dash sitting right here. Like I said, I had to take it out either way because I got to fix those cracks later on when we're worried about the interior. I also went ahead and took off the automatic shifter and the surrounding like bezels and stuff like that. Took off the airbag module because I'm going to be putting a different steering wheel into the car with no airbag, so I'm not going to need this bulky module with all that wiring. Also went ahead and took off this aftermarket alarm system that the car came with. Just look at this mess, guys. It was all just stuffed under the freaking like dashboard. So finally got all that stuff out of there. Now we got a little bit more room around here, no more clunky or messy wiring. The rest of these wires are pretty easy to like deal with. It was those ones that were a pain in the ass. So this right here is like the AC slash like heater unit, the whole like control unit, whatever you want to call it. And I was debating on keeping it, but when you look back here on the lines and stuff, everything is leaking and it's old and dusty and moldy. So I just want to get rid of this. There's really going to be no need for heater or AC in this car. I really don't care about heater or AC, and I really don't care if the next owner, if I do end up selling it, if the next owner cares about heater or AC. If they want to, they can retrofit it themselves, but I'm going to get rid of this big old bulky unit with all the wiring. It'll save a lot of space and a lot of headache as well later on down the road, because getting custom AC lines and stuff like that, kind of annoying. So I'd rather not deal with that. So that's what I'm going to work on next. I'm working on getting this entire unit out of here. Guys, I finally got that whole heating and AC system out of there. Look at all that room now. You can literally see outside. I got it sitting right there. That's gonna go straight to the trash. But yeah, this whole interior needs a really good cleanup now. And I gotta figure out a way to cover this hole, but that should be easy. I'll do that later on. But yeah, other than that, wiring is mostly all cleaned up. But now all I gotta do is work on freeing up that fuse box right there. Still don't know how I'm gonna do that. So I'm just gonna quickly do that off camera and then I'll get back to you guys. Alright guys, I don't remember where I left off in that last clip, but I went ahead and got the entire fuse box out of here and like fed through this little hole right here and back into the car. But yeah, there's no wires on the front end at all whatsoever. Just check out this. Yes, really. Check out this mess, guys. This is basically all the wires for the fuse box right here. I went ahead and deep pinned each one off of this panel and got it all fed through inside, just so I can work on the engine bay a little bit easier, and we could get this area right here painted much more easier. So right now me and Nautic are gonna go ahead, vacuum out this engine bay and then give it a good pressure washing, and I will get back to you guys after. Alright guys, we finally got this engine bay all cleaned up. If you guys remember before, this was all grimed up right here. It was so freaking dirty. And the subframe was like really dirty as well. It was a bunch of like oil leaks. It's still dirty right now, but either way I'm going to be taking that off and getting it powder coated later on anyway. So that's not really that important right now. I just really wanted to get this engine bay all cleaned up. Now I could finally work on getting this engine bay all shaved up and getting these unnecessary brackets out of here as well. But obviously that's going to be in the next video. It's not going to be in this video. So if you guys are enjoying the series, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, because I know most of you who are watching are not even subscribed. I can see that. It shows me. So make sure you guys go and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below what you guys think of this build. I'm finally getting cracking on it, finally getting a lot of work done on this build, so let me know what you guys think. So without further ado, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.